Inside the Parents Center of Gompers Middle School, parents anxiously wait to meet the U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan during his visit to their school in the neighborhood of Watts, Los Angeles. In case they couldn't speak to Mr. Duncan in person, two parents had this to say to the Secretary.
I'd like the Mr. Secretary to know, as the family and parents of the students here at Gompers School, we feel very privileged of your visit to our institution. It's very important
saber que el gobierno de nuestro país está al frente.
It's very important to know that our government here in the United States is at the forefront of the field of education and of learning,
para poder tener mejores profesionales,
so that we can have better professions,
y poder llevar avante nuestro país.
And so that we can keep progressing right here in our country.
Muchísimas gracias.
And thank you very much.
I'm a parent guardian here at Gompers Middle School, and we are trying our best to increase African American parent volunteer here in Gompers Middle School.
After visiting several classrooms at Gompers, accompanied by Mayor Villaraigosa, the principal of Gompers, Ms. Sonia Miller, and CEO of Partnership for Los Angeles Schools, Marshall Tuck, Secretary Duncan made his way to the Parent Center, where he greeted parents and answered a few of their questions. In the Gompers Library, education leaders of Los Angeles gathered for a discussion with Secretary Duncan on the challenges and opportunities facing education reform efforts in Los Angeles. Secretary Duncan listened to statements and fielded questions from participants, and made it clear that his office would reward those places that are challenging the status quo by investing heavily in underprivileged communities that need it the most.
Every job isn't created equal. Jobs in Watts, in Harlem, west side of Southwest Chicago, those jobs are tougher than jobs elsewhere. We need to reward that, we need to recognize that, we need to encourage that, and if we can fix this talent imbalance, I think the achievement gap disappears. I think as a country we've shown almost no creativity in this area. We've created lots of disincentives for the hardest working and most committed teachers and principals to go to underserved communities, and very few incentives. And I think we're all at this table because we all are obsessed with the achievement gap. I'm convinced the only way we close it is by closing what I call the opportunity gap. And we're putting $3.5 billion on the table, school improvement grants, to reward great teachers and great principals to go to the toughest schools. What I would love to see, particularly in poor disadvantaged communities, is not one bad choice, but 4, 5, 6 great choices. And let parents figure out what the best learning environment for them is. There are lots of different structures, lots of different settings in which students can be successful. And for any of us to think that the one-size-fits-all mentality works, I think it's the height of arrogance. Please know that I want to do whatever I can to see the LA school system become the best urban school system in the country.
Later at the press conference, Secretary Duncan was introduced by Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa.
I'd like to bring up the Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan.
Thank the mayor, the board, the superintendent, the entire community for their extraordinary commitment. And I'm so pleased and honored to be here today. The future of our nation rests on our ability to better educate our children. And Los Angeles schools have come a long way, but we're all here because we know they have a long way to go. And what I see here is an excitement, a commitment, and most importantly, a sense of urgency to challenge the status quo every single day, to get dramatically better, and to do it as quickly as possible. We have to close the achievement gap. We have to raise the bar for every child. We have to graduate thousands more students from our schools here. We have to make sure that those who graduate are actually prepared to be successful, either in college or in the world of work. But these adults coming together to do the right thing for children, I think presents an extraordinary opportunity. And I think the challenge and the opportunity for this community is, can the LA schools become the model urban school district for the nation? With all the challenges, with all the size, with all the diversity, can this place break through? And we want to do whatever we can to be a good partner, to support the innovation, to support the reform, and to help give every student a chance to fulfill their tremendous potential. So my staff will be here the rest of today and tomorrow. We'll continue to come back and work here, but you have a phenomenal opportunity. I would say an opportunity of a lifetime to fundamentally break through. And I would just ask all the adults to come together, to collaborate, to continue to push each other, and to seize this historic moment of opportunity. If it doesn't happen now, I don't think it'll happen for another 2 or 3 generations. And so we can't let this moment pass us by. And we want to do everything we can to partner and to support. The good ideas are never going to come from us in Washington. It's always come at the local level. Our job is to listen, to learn, and support the hard work here. So I want to thank all of you, and Mayor, I want to thank you for your tremendous leadership.
After the Secretary made his departure, LAUSD Superintendent Ramon Cortines, Mayor Villaraigosa, and School Board President Monica Garcia finished the press conference with commitments and calls to action.
We need to keep this flame in behalf of the young people who are not making it and who we need to do more than graduate to the streets.
We're not going anywhere. We're absolutely committed to working with you, to working with the school board, to working with the parents and the teachers to change our schools and to hold them accountable to the highest standards.
I just want to answer the Secretary, and I know Alberto Retana's in the room. The answer is yes, we can. Sí se puede. Yes, Los Angeles will be the country's model for urban reform, and it takes all of us. So as he leaves, he will hear loud and clear, invest in LA. We're already on our way to changing lives and transforming the system.